Passport bros in Japan are on a whole nother level, and they genuinely terrify me. And yes, I'm talking about the ones with GI Bills specifically. You know, the ones I took classes with, and the only reason they're there is because they have the GI Bill. I will just be sitting in class minding my own business, and then you just hear one of them sit there and moan, "I really need a Japanese wife to get the visa." I'm like, okay, like, we get it. We know why you're here, but the way that they're so proud of themselves. Like it's some sort of big accomplishment to move to Japan. And then will literally go out of their way and be like, "I only want a Japanese woman. No other woman will do it for me. Western women suck." Like, I literally knew a guy that got a Japanese girlfriend at my university. He was one of these GI Bill passport bros. And he literally was like, "I gotta get a new apartment because I want my girlfriend to move in and we're gonna get da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da." I'm like, dude, you've been dating 2 weeks. Slow your roll. Like, what are you doing? This is a stranger. I have not seen that level of desperation in any other passport bros ever. Like, the ones in Japan are like so desperate.
My most favorite animal on the internet is the passport bro. Yeah. Because like they don't realize that the emperor has no clothes. I mean, the emperor is buck naked. And is there a single woman out there who hears about these passport bros and feels threatened or scared that all the good men will just poof, disappear, and we'll be left all alone with our Netflix and our wine and our cats? We will miss out on the privilege of having to be a good, obedient, quiet, and submissive wife. That's such a shame. We will never have the opportunity to be socially and financially isolated from the family and friends and entire life we know. God. To be thrust into an unfamiliar land with an unfamiliar culture and, of course, unfamiliar language. To be fully dependent on this one man, this one good man, of course, who went deep into the villages of an impoverished country to buy or find himself the bestest wife who would ever wife. I mean, good luck. Good luck, especially with the Eastern European broads. I'm one of them. I've got generations of that drumbeat in me, and I can promise you, not a lot of submissive there. American women will be left with no other option than to enjoy our life with our...
Have you guys seen the video of that crusty old dude who's like, "My Filipino wife has been Americanized and she left me," and then he basically tells on himself for abusing her and then explains how he thinks he's a victim? Men like that are all over Thailand. They show up to Thailand with their little 50K salary and they feel like gods because the dollar goes so much further here. Pretty Thai women flirt with them because of the elevated status their perceived wealth gets them, and they start feeling the best they've ever felt in their life. Normally, I would love that for them, but unfortunately it turns them into monsters. Passport bros hate me. They hate all Western women. I was shocked when I moved to Thailand 7 years ago. I joined a bunch of Facebook pages for like expats in Bangkok and Thailand. The men in there were so publicly hateful towards Western women, it was crazy. This is what they would say verbatim: "Western women are all fat and ugly and they all want to be treated like Cinderella, but they're all super masculine and they're slobs. Meanwhile, Thai women are submissive and sweet and beautiful and they'll do anything I say, especially in the bedroom." And I'm not kidding. Men would publicly post that in these Facebook pages with like 100,000 group members, and the comments were all men agreeing with them. Anyway, just talking to those guys for 5 minutes, it was very easy to see why they couldn't get a wife in America. It was because they hate women. And I often tell people when I lived in Kamping Sayan, I was the only foreigner there, but that wasn't true. There were actually 2 men there. People would be like, "Oh, why don't you be friends with them?" It was because I instantly knew they were passport bros, and it's very easy to tell. Women hating passport bros will not even look me in the eye. They will pretend like I don't exist. They will do anything not to have a conversation with me. But men who just genuinely fell in love with the Thai women are very pleasant and nice to me. And I'm gonna preface by saying I don't think all passport bros are bad. I think sometimes there are nerdy men or very shy men who couldn't get a wife in the USA. There are Thai women looking for a better life. They have an equal partnership where she takes care of the home and he pays for everything, and it works out great. Unfortunately, a lot of times it doesn't turn out like that. If you watch that dude's video, you'll notice he feels because he pays for everything, he owns her. These men see their women as property. And a lot of times, these Thai women don't know what they're getting into. $50,000 a year is a lot in Thailand. It's like 150,000 baht per month. So these women marry these men and get promised this life of luxury, and they move back to the US and living in a 1-bedroom apartment. They're struggling to make ends meet. On top of that, her husband disrespects her all the time, treats her badly in front of other people, and expects her to do all the household chores without complaint. And now that I moved back to the US and I'm friends with some Thai people, I see it now. One husband only gave his wife $100 per month for spending money. That was it. She had to go get a job because that wasn't enough, and now he gives her $0. And now she has a job, but she's also still expected to do all the household chores, all the cleaning, all the cooking, all the everything. And she doesn't even get her measly $100 a month anymore. And I just worry about my Thai sisters. I just want them to know that a lot of the women who come here looking for wives, they can't find a wife in the US because they hate women and they treat them badly. Do not marry one like that. 150,000 baht per month is not enough to live on for 2 people in America. You need at least 300,000 baht per month. Be careful out there.
Oh, well, these Western women have high standards. Yeah. So you can't prey on them as easily.
Absolutely.
You can't, manipulate them with money or withholding resources or whatever.
Which is the patriarchy, the male loneliness epidemic. They're becoming increasingly more lonely because women have rights. We have our somewhat power back to some degree. We can work and take care of ourselves. And the only way they were able to thrive and be on quote unquote top this whole time was because we were disadvantaged. Our rights were taken away. We couldn't own anything. We couldn't do anything. And so they're seeing now it's the same thing over there. Those women, especially with social media, and they're able to get online and see like the way other women are living in other places. They didn't have all of that before. None of us had all of that before, where we were able to see what was actually happening in other places. So women become empowered when you can see other
when we're
women
allowed to speak.
Yeah, and
I
we can
think that's
share
what's
stories.
contributing to the
So this is such a great question. If you've ever actually looked at the manosphere, you will find that it is filled with men of all different ethnic groups and ethnicities. And I mean, quite frankly, the black manosphere really came out of the manosphere, which was originally really dominated and ran by white men and men of other ethnicities who were just tired of feminism, and they went to online as a place to try to find solace and as a way to try to voice some of their concerns. So, Black men are not the only ones going online and complaining. Like, the manosphere literally consists of men, white, Asian descent, Hispanic descent, and the likes, who have gone online and are organizing as a way to try to fight for the rights. So it is a mischaracterization to say that just black men are talking bad about black women. That's not true at all. Now, it just so happens that entertainment has always been based upon black people's dysfunction. Like, that's always been the thing. So anytime black people do anything crazy, it's going to be at the forefront of America just because of where we rank in society. But don't believe that it's just black men talking stuff. Men in general in the West are tired of feminism, and therefore they are going to countries that are not nearly as dominated by feminism. And that's why I say, if you listen to some of their concerns, you may or may not agree with their delivery, and you may not agree with all their points, but some of the stuff is really valid.
I'm going to say this because maybe people aren't saying it enough, and if you are, say it louder and say it again. The men that come to these foreign countries, que creen que están acabando, creen que son papi shampoo. Y'all come to Dominican Republic, Colombia, Venezuela, you go to the continent of Africa, and y'all think y'all special because women are cooking and cleaning and hanging on to every word you say and being submissive is because you're special. You're fucking not. It's because of culture. It's because we are taught, it's ingrained into the minds of little girls since they're 4, since they can talk, to be your slave. That's why you're coming to these countries. And a lot of y'all are exploiting children. Let's keep it a bean. And you're leaving broken homes behind. Not just that, but you're leaving your diseases behind. You come to America and you got PrEP, you got PEP, you got all type of medications y'all could take so y'all could be clean, so y'all can be safe to be with. But instead, y'all have burned everybody in your towns, everybody in your cities, everybody in your country that you get your hands on, and then you come to our foreign countries and you do the same effing thing. And then a lot of these women don't have that much life experience, so you fill her up with a bunch of lies just so you could break her down and then send her $300 a month, if that. You guys are embarrassing. And don't think that a lot of women aren't in cahoots and they know what you guys are up to. A lot of them are. Because since we're little children, the little girls are being told about you guys. What port you guys are arriving at, what airport you guys are at. Yeah, they're being told everything about y'all. Some are naive and some grow up in very religious household, but because of poverty, they get into smex work. And you guys take advantage of that. Let's keep it real. You guys aren't special. You guys are lame ass guys that disrespect the women in your countries, have low emotional IQs. And then you come over there hoping that the disconnect of the language is what's going to save you from having a deep conversation. And all you got to do is provide money. I'm not saying every guy that travels is a piece of shit. I'm not saying that. A lot of them, are decent dudes too. There's been a lot of decent dudes that go and they treat the women right and they actually know the language and they know the culture and they love the country and they love the people. Yeah. But some of you guys end up going down that route. You guys end up hanging out with these weird ass dudes. You start linking up with other American dudes and then going on these little side quests to hook up with these women and leave behind broken homes and diseases. A lot of y'all think you're so special. You want to know if you're special? Go through her Kik messages. Go through her WhatsApp messages. Go through her Facebook messages. You think you're so special? Let's see if you're not one of the many dudes that she's talking to survive. Let's see. Let's see. You guys are wondering how you're bringing women from different countries and these women are leaving you for a busboy or a dude that drives a Uber or a dude that's doing way better than you? And she's not just so brainwashed by your visa and your pee-pee? You're wondering why? It's because, once again, it's about culture. It's about tradition. It's not about love. Love, culture, and tradition, completely different things. Sácate eso de la cabeza. You're not special, bro. And I'm telling you right now, even though I'm American, my heart is foreign. And I do not care. I'm one of the people that do not care if you come back in a body bag. Like, unless you're my friend and I know that you're traveling because you're really trying to get out of your porch and you want to learn about people and you just want to experience the world, love you. I'm going to tell you where not to go. I'm going to tell you where not to hang out. I'm going to tell you what not to drink. I'm going to tell you what not to eat. I'm going to tell you what not to say. But to the average passport bro, I don't care. I hope they take you for everything you have. And the last time that you're seen is in a coffin.
I became a passport bro for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, I didn't want to be a stepfather to another man's kids here. Most of the women in my community, most of the women that I was meeting and dating who were aesthetically pleasing to me, who I was attracted to, had kids. I simply didn't want to pay for another man's kids. Reason number 2, they all want you to pay for everything. So why don't I just go somewhere else where my money goes longer, stretches further, and I can give them the same exact thing for a fraction of the cost. And reason number 3 of why I became a passport bro is because of the obesity rates. I like women who are thin, who have flat stomachs, who wear their own hair, and who have good shapes. I do not want a woman that is larger than me. I'm not saying that all women here are larger than me or are large at all, but the majority, according to the statistics, are. So that's why I started putting together passport bro trips. And we're going to travel all over the world, and we're going to find women that we're actually attracted to, and we're not going to settle. Because women always talk about settling, and men have been settling for a long time. So if you want to go on a passport bros trip with me and our group, DM me. We can do better.